Hello, BookTube. I almost forgot the mail. And not just any mail, but the last mail haul of the week. Can't forget that, now can we? It's only 3 packages. As you may have heard in an earlier video today, a mail haul got by us. and the packages went straight to the little wood chipper. But we still have these 3 packages. We'll see what we have here. So this, despite my semi-serious attempts to make a complete video record of 1 week's mail deliveries, it didn't actually happen. So we'll try again next week. What's that? Oh, okay. All right, great. Oh, hang on, Bean. Hang on, little one. Does that package have a pub sheet in it? No, it doesn't. All right, you're free to go. All right. This is Time's Convert by Deborah Harkness, who did a trilogy of... A Discovery of Witches, Shadow of Night, The Book of Life, The World of All Souls. She's an incredibly popular author that I have never read. I didn't read... what was the first one that took everybody by storm? A Discovery of Witches? I didn't read it. So and I've always felt like I was behind the 8 ball with her after that. I probably shouldn't, right? It's one of our rules here at Steve Reads that a book is responsible for its own catching you up. If you read a book and you feel like you're behind the 8 ball, that's the author's fault, not yours. So what is this? What does it take to become a vampire? On the battlefields of the American Revolution, Matthew de Clermont meets Marcus McNeill, a young surgeon from Massachusetts, during a moment of political awakening when it seems... hang on... Somebody's got a mouth that just never stops. What was it again? What were you on the brink of? Seems the world's on the brink of a brighter future. When Matthew offers him a chance at immortality and a new life free from the restraints of his puritanical upbringing, Marcus seizes on the opportunity to become a vampire. But his transformation is not an easy one, and the ancient traditions and responsibilities of the de Clermont family clash with Marcus's deeply held beliefs in matters of liberty, equality, and brotherhood. So we're going to work in politics to a familiar vampire story. Okay, this doesn't seem at all like it owes anything to her other books. So maybe I will just dive into this. And I don't have a pub sheet, but I'm sure this is out in early September. So I'll probably just dive right into it and see what I make of it. Then we have 2 of these big cardboard boxes. They're going to go over well with a certain someone. Yes, you get this. There you go. It's huge, Frida. All right, she can handle it. So what have we got here? Oh, God. It's him again. Oh, my. Okay, this must be coming right up, then, in September. Yes, this is coming up right in September. This is The Death of Hitler. The Final Word. Kind of a nice, severe cover design. The file cabinet label type thing. We saw that on Ben Marcus's book, right, too? Ben Marcus's collection of short stories had a similar look with the file on the front and the spine. What happened to Hitler after the fall of Berlin in 1945? Kind of a leading question right there. Did he commit suicide? Was he shot? Did he escape to South America? The questions and myths enveloping Hitler's final days are settled in The Death of Hitler, an extraordinary feat of investigation, detective work about the most famous historical cold case of the last century. This comes out in early September, and I have the advanced copy, and I haven't read it, even though I'm deeply interested in the subject. So I will read it, probably right alongside the Deborah Harkness, although that might make her feel a little ooky. Although I should point out, again, as I think I did with the advanced copy, that The Death of Hitler is not a cold case. A cold case is a term used for a case on the police files that remains unsolved. The Death of Hitler has no mystery to it at all. There were people directly outside the room who heard a gunshot. They rushed into the room and saw a dead body bleeding. They carried it to a back garden. They burned it. Any confusion, any doubt on that was sown by the Russians when they arrived on the scene. And it doesn't, and they've been hoarding and very selectively sharing their archives on the subject ever since. But it doesn't matter. You can cut the Russians completely out of the question of what happened to Hitler. We have immediate primary documents about every step So, but this should still make interesting reading, especially if the authors do any legwork in South America. That's always fun. It's totally ridiculous, but it's fun to read ridiculous speculation like that, much in the way of the Loch Ness Monster. And then we'll do this last one here, and then we'll be done. This package is identical to the last one. If this is a double, it's going to be singularly frustrating. You want more of this? Good Lord. Okay. I'll have to check when the video is over and see how much of that is visible. I hope a lot of it is, because none of you are watching this for me anyways. So this is the finished copy of a biography. It's also due in September. A finished copy by Jesse Norman of a biography of Adam Smith. A skimpy little thing that I have, again, not read. I feel terrible. Biography of Adam Smith. I think part of the reason is that I've just been overwhelmed with August titles, but another part of the reason is that this is so unattractive. I know that's very shallow, but what do you expect from a 28-year-old? Look at that. You can barely see him in a sea of pea green. But this is, one way or another, this is a new biography of as it says, the father of economics, by I could swear that I have already read Jesse Norman on something. Was it Edmund Burke? Yeah, I think it was. Oh, he wrote a book called Edmund Burke, the First Conservative, and I think I reviewed it, and if I remember correctly, I was not gentle. I'll have to dig that up and see. Maybe I'll leave a link in the video if I find it. But one way or another, it's a perfect illustration of something that a number of you have emailed and texted me about, which is that when you encounter any currently publishing author or any work written in the last 15 or 20 years, you just Google it plus my name to see if I've reviewed it. You wouldn't believe how often I do that myself. And I think I've crossed paths with Jesse Norman already. But I'll give, a new biography of Adam Smith. I read The Wealth of Nations regularly because it's so beautiful. It's so beautifully written. But I don't know beans about economics, but I love the book. There you go. So that is our last mail haul of the week. We have a finished copy of Jesse Norman's biography of Adam Smith. We have a finished copy of The Death of Hitler, and we have a finished copy of Time's Convert by Deborah Harkness, which sounds like just a freestanding vampire novel. So I'm just going to dive into it. I have always been, I'm probably unfair, I have always been operating under the assumption with this author that she's an ongoing thing with large amounts of fan interaction and fan service in every book. If she's writing standalone fantasy novels, then I need to read them. I need to read them anyway, but because she's one of the most popular authors in the genre that I haven't read at all. But anyway, that's going to do it for now. That is our final mail haul. I'm going to, as usual, take a broom and sweep up this room once the wood chipper is done. But I'll see you all soon. Thank you, BookTube.